Hey guys, I am back again with yet another interview of yet another extraordinary personality. The lady that I'm interviewing today, she is not just a best selling author, she's also a keynote speaker, editor in chief, and CEO. The list of her credentials runs long, and I'm sure I have left some of it. So, without further ado, let's just welcome Dr. Shellie to our channel and start the amazing conversation. So first, I would like to congratulate Dr. Shellie for writing a super informative book called Ball Gowns to Yoga Pants. It's an amazing book, and I'm sure readers would love to know about the content of the book and various insights about the book. So let's hear it from the author herself. So Dr. Shellie, would you like to tell us maybe in 5 sentences what the book is all about?
Hi, Dr. Shellie Hipsky here with Ball Gowns to Yoga Pants, Entrepreneurial Secrets for Creating Your Dream Business and Brand. And if you're the kind of person that has always thought, I have a side hustle that I really want to make into a true company. I want to brand it correctly. I want to know how other people have become multimillionaires with their companies that they've created. Maybe you have always thought, I'd rather be at home in my yoga pants making deals with my kids running around. If that is who you are at your core, you should be able to have that guidebook and the secrets to success. So I put those all into Ball Gowns to Yoga Pants just for you.
To quit or not to quit is a major dilemma that gnaws at a majority of salaried people these days. In your book, Ball Gowns to Yoga Pants, you have shared a similar dilemma with the readers. Would you like to shed some more light on the subject?
So entrepreneurship full-time isn't for everyone. And I am the first to admit that. I took a huge leap of faith when I left my tenured position at a major private university to go full-time into my entrepreneurial ventures as the CEO of Inspiring Lives International. I really honestly don't suggest it for everyone. I think that you need to do your research. You need to do your homework. You need to decide whether or not you can truly monetize your purpose, your passion before you make that leap of faith. In the book, I actually quoted one of my friends who's an entrepreneur, who also has a full-time job at a bank during the day, and that's Nicole Manns. And what she said to me was, if you have a job that is paying the bills, ride that bad boy until the wheels fall off. And I thought that's true. There are some people that are not ready to take that leap of faith and shouldn't take that leap of faith. But if you are ready to take it, if you are ready to make that move to go into being a full-time entrepreneur, loving what you do on the daily, then I definitely would suggest getting Ball Gowns to Yoga Pants because it's going to lead you through. It has inquiry-based questions. It has the research based on what other entrepreneurs have done to have successful businesses and brands.
I really want my audience to know all about your fabulous credentials, but I cannot say all of these without referring to my laptop, so I'm going to read it to you. You are the CEO of Inspiring Lives International, President of the Global Sisterhood, Editor in Chief of Inspiring Lives magazine, international best-selling author, and keynote speaker. That was a mouthful. I am sure there is a marvelous story behind these credentials, and audience would love to know more about your journey.
So yes, I am always so humbled when I'm about to go on stage in front of a large audience or on a podcast or on television and they read my bio and it talks about being best businesswoman of the year and entrepreneur of the year. But there was a point in my life when I didn't think of myself as a businesswoman at all. I was a full-time tenured professor, a mom of two, and I was also running Inspiring Lives with Dr. Shellie, the television show taped out of the NBC studios, and I loved that life. I was getting ready to tape it, and I had been doing some pro bono work for a company that said that they were going to sponsor the whole studio show. multi-million dollar NBC studio, getting ready to get it all geared up. And so I did some work for them. I hosted events for women in business. I did leadership conferences for them. I spoke in front of those, all for free, because I knew that they were going to cut that check to the studio, so that I could tape Inspiring Lives with Dr. Shellie based on my interviews with incredible women and men from around the world. And I was so excited about that whole venture. And then I got a phone call. They said to me, the bank that was supposed to be sponsoring it said to me, Dr. Shellie, we realized that we might not get our investment back from this in the form of advertising. And my heart just dropped. So I picked myself back up and I went to the bank, and in my mind, I was just a professor at the time. I wasn't a businesswoman, but I told the story, and I was able to explain to the local bank what was happening. And we both kind of got teary-eyed because it was quite a moment that we had together. And I was explaining my vision and my mission, and I sort of wrapped my head around at that moment that I was a businesswoman, that I needed to be a businesswoman so that these stories could be told. And then they got me the credit line so that then 2 days later I could go to the studio and cut the check and become not only the host of Inspiring Lives with Dr. Shellie, but also the executive producer. And that was the beginning of my business ventures. And since then, we've had television shows, Empowering Women Radio, which then was syndicated to 120 radio stations around the world. My 13th book, obviously, which is Ball Gowns to Yoga Pants. My Empower You Masterclass, which is inspiring women around the world that are coming to me to use a 7-week proven curriculum to learn how to become entrepreneurs, but also to find inspiration, empowerment, and balance. And also, of course, there's Inspiring Lives magazine under the Global Sisterhood and all the humanitarian work that I'm doing. So it is a big story. It's a long story. It's taken 13 books, and this is the one that really tells about the journey. So I hope you will dive into that with me.
The kind of journey that you have gone through requires a very strong support system. I really want to know who is your pillar of strength, and if ever your friends or family doubted your skills, your journey. If they did, how did you convince them?
So many times over the years, I've been told by people from family to friends that my ideas were too ambitious. They were too big. They were unrealistic goals. But every single time I have kept my eye on the prize and kept my eye on the mission in my heart to inspire and empower the world, and do it on the timeline that I set for myself and go forward with my mission. So I would encourage you also to do that with your own life and your own career and your own entrepreneurial goals.
Only a successful businesswoman like you can inspire aspiring entrepreneurs all over the world. So would you like to share a few words to encourage them?
You can do it. You honest to God can do it. You can dig deep into yourself and find that solution to someone else's problem. Create a company around your passions and monetize it so that you can create a living for yourself and your family while helping other people. You got this. You can do it. You are going to become an incredibly empowered entrepreneur.
I am so intrigued to know about your upcoming journey. What is going to be your new project? Maybe a 14th book or a brand new company. What's in the future of Dr. Shellie?
So since Ball Gowns to Yoga Pants is my 13th book, of course there's going to be more books in the future. Absolutely. I love writing the books. The Audible book is going to be coming out in a few months. So you can listen to it on audio tape. There will be other companies. There will be other versions of who Dr. Shellie is, and I always love working with my students and clients through my VIP one-on-ones and my Empower You Masterclass, which is a 7-week proven curriculum that helps women find inspiration, empowerment, balance, and abundance in their own lives. And I'm having just a blast with that. I think that our next cohort will be starting up here soon. And I welcome all women that are out there that are seeking those things in their lives to come forward and to seek me out as a mentor and as a person to guide them in this. So that is just a little bit about what we're doing. There also are some things that we're doing with my nonprofit, the Global Sisterhood, that are on the horizon. We're working constantly with different charity partnerships around the world, from Pittsburgh to Pakistan, and really helping them to conquer everything from domestic violence to homelessness. And we are currently working with a group in Tanzania, Africa, to create the Global Sisterhood Entrepreneurial and Business School for Women. And that has really been on my heart as well, pouring into that to create different entrepreneurs around the world so that they can find their own versions of success.
We all suffer with self doubt. We have those moments when we think we cannot get to where we want to be. Did you ever feel that your goals that you had set for yourself were unattainable? Would you share with us how did you overcome those fears?
I think we all have moments of doubt. We have times in our lives when we're told by people that we can't, or that we just look at something and think it's insurmountable. But I have time and time again picked myself up from those situations and have seen others pick themselves up from those situations and create those unimaginable goals, taking them from goals and dreams and making them a reality. I mean, even just with getting my doctorate, I was told that I would not be able to get my doctorate by 30 years old. And I was so determined that I actually spent hours and hours and hours in the car each way to get it at a satellite school so that I could get it by the deadline that I had in my head. I'm so stubborn. But I had this goal in my head of when I would complete my 10 years of schooling and finish my doctorate to become Dr. Shellie Hipsky. So I took that on. But there's been so many different times that I have looked at a goal and I've been told by someone, whether it be myself or others, that it was impossible. But as Audrey Hepburn once said, in the word impossible is the very word possible. So you really need to look at that and realize that whatever goal is on your heart, you can get there. You can. It is truly possible. And so just keep plugging away at it and manifest those goals.
Since we are in the middle of a pandemic, we cannot close any interview or any conversation for that matter without talking about it. So, how did COVID-19 affect your business module or approach to life? We would love to know about that.
I was actually just interviewed in USA Today about my pandemic pivot from my nonprofit, the Global Sisterhood, to my company, Inspiring Lives International, my brand, Dr. Shellie, and my ball gowns to yoga pants. A lot of things have changed due to COVID. Right now, I would typically be on a flight to the next stop on the leg of my book tour. I'm used to book signings, red carpet events, and being in front of thousands of people in an auditorium, inspiring and uplifting them. But we had to take that and make it a virtual book tour, which you're watching right now, a part of. When it comes to my magazine, Inspiring Lives Magazine, the magazine for empowering women, we took that and pivoted that to make it a part of the nonprofit, the Global Sisterhood, and we took it out of print. It was in 655 Barnes and Nobles across America, and now it is 100% online, but it really can truly tell the stories of the Global Sisterhood without constraints of content based on getting different advertisers. So that was a major shift and pivot for Inspiring Lives Magazine, one of the parts of the Global Sisterhood. My humanitarian work with the Global Sisterhood had to really go into focusing on how are we going to help our charity partners around the world that are struggling right now. So with our entrepreneur school in Tanzania, we had to scramble and help them get masks and clean water so that they could stay safe from COVID. Our charity partners with Milagros Day Worldwide are their domestic violence survivors, and some of them were being quarantined with their abusers. So we had to get them support and help and funds so that they could change it and pivot to a completely tech supported method of therapy and the curriculum that they give to do healing voices. So many things had to pivot with my Empower You Masterclass and my one-on-ones with VIPs. Those have all changed. Everything has gone online. Everything is now being done typically in my yoga pants. And I'm not getting as dressed up as I used to. But you know what? It's beautiful that I have the research and the base from ball gowns to yoga pants with the research that I did, with the inquiry-based questions that are inside, so that I could wrap my head around how am I going to make this pandemic pivot during this tricky time so that I can thrive as a business, as a brand, and as someone that loves to inspire and empower the women of the world. So thank God that I've been able to do that, and thank you so much to Mojitos with a Twist for this wonderful interview. I appreciate your time, and I would just love to leave you with what I always say at the end of every one of my shows, which is inspiration is just a story away.
Thank you so much, Dr. Shellie, for taking the time out of your busy life and answering these questions. I'm sure your readers and my audience, both of them, will be very happy to know more about you and your achievements, your words, and your journey altogether. Thank you so much. And thank you guys for watching this video. If you like my content, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you next time with another author and another wonderful interview. Bye.